Hello, my super beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, wonderful souls. It's Lizzie the Lightworker here. So today, guys, I'm bringing you a twin flame reading, and this is going to be for Libra and Gemini, and it's genderless. So I started doing this recently because the large number of requests I was getting, and also so many of you were telling me that sometimes they were resonating in reverse. So I figured, let's solve the problem, and we will do these genderless. So you may find this video and you may identify as a divine female or a divine male. It could be for same-sex couples. It could be that you feel you're more the divine masculine and you're turning out to be more the divine feminine. The Libra messages might resonate more than the Gemini messages, even if your twin is Libra or your twin is Gemini or vice versa, for any combination, any way you can think of it. The point is whatever resonates to you, and we still are going to say divine Libra, divine Gemini, whatever resonates to you is for you to keep. Whatever is not resonating could be that it's not meant for you, or it could be that the message is meant for your twin. You could also be finding this if you are, if your twin is a Libra or your twin is a Gemini and you're the Libra or you're the Gemini. So just keep that in mind. Now let's get right into this. Okay, we're going to get some energy messages out for Libra. Libra, in separation with your twin, what are some things that have been happening? All right, so I feel like, to me, this is indicating that there was sort of like an impulsiveness to Libra when it came to this connection with Gemini in a divine union. I feel like there was some things that Libra was holding on to that were very difficult to let go of the past, or things about themselves, their personality, or ways that they were behaving or being, or things they've been holding on to for forever that they had a hard time letting go of. I also feel like there was some irresponsibility with these two cards, because this has to do with money, finances, and what you sort of, how you handle your responsibilities in life. And with the Emperor in reverse, to me, this is saying that Libra was not that well balanced and not that well responsible in their life choices, or in their, their life, everyday, day-to-day life and responsibilities. I also feel like there's an element of wanting to control the whole relationship and not letting go of that. Libra was not going to let go of the control issue here with her divine or his divine counterpart, okay? It's about wanting to be right. It's almost like being a little bit inflexible, and a little bit sort of not really being 100% open to new things or new ideas, or the way that you're taking things. It could be that Libra was taking things the wrong way. But yeah, I feel like there was a lot of sexual tension here between these two. And it could be that Libra did not realize that this was twin flame union, and that they thought that this was sort of like maybe just a sexual relationship or something that they wanted to just pursue, and see what would happen. But I feel like Libra's energy here is a little bit impetuous, a little bit impulsive, a little bit irrational, okay? So coming into this union, I feel like this would have blown Libra's whole world open. Gemini may have presented these things or mirrored these things to Libra, so Libra could wake up sort of and realize. I also feel like this was more lack of commitment or wanting commitment. I feel like, look at the energies turned away here. We're getting blockages. We're getting sort of a turning away. So I feel like Libra might have just been blowing through town and maybe had a little bit of a wham bam thank you ma'am moment with divine Gemini and wanted to keep it moving, okay? To me, Libra is in the energy where they sort of want what they want when they want it, okay? And they weren't going to take a hell of a lot of responsibility for anything that they felt or said, or any way that it ended, or ways that they wanted it to end, or things they withheld from Gemini. They weren't going to be sorry for that, okay? They weren't going to apologize for their behavior or for themselves. And sort of a very stubborn, very thick, very dense sort of energy here with this these card pulls on Libra here, okay? Not wanting to let go, not wanting to surrender, not wanting to change, okay? They don't think anything is wrong with them. They are harboring and carrying a bit of a negative outlook on life, or a negative vibe, but it could be something that happened in their past that led them to this way, to be this way. It could be that they were not ready for their twin to come into their life and that the energy was overwhelming. So they reverted back to things that they used to do, coping mechanisms, or not coping for that matter, and sort of just brushing it off like it was no big deal. Let's get into Gemini's energy. All right, so Gemini had a little bit of a strange energy here too. So I'm feeling like Gemini was not going to let Libra win. I feel like there was some battles here between the two of them. And more so words. I feel like Gemini is really good with their words. And everything with Gemini here in this type of energy feels very mental to me. Okay, so they may have had to pull their focus in while dealing with this union. They may have had to pull their focus inward and they were not able to completely do that. I also feel like they had all the ideas of how, oh, this will work, how this will work with us. In other words, I feel like they wanted to dictate the relationship too. That they were open to ideas, open to suggestions about how it could work or what could be done or how they should feel about each other, but also had this sort of wall up about, you're not going to get to me, you're not going to defeat me, I'm not going to allow it. A little bit narcissistic too, because I'm feeling like this is somebody that doesn't play fair. Okay, they may say things to hurt someone solely because it's a defense mechanism. Okay, so I feel like they're on the defense a lot here in this union, and these are some things that needed to be brought out into the open for both of you. We discussed these things, and it's not for like pretty and perfect and beautiful and fairy tale. It's like the reality of life and the lessons that we need to learn while we're with our twin and while we're in separation. So I feel like, yeah, there's some sabotage here. It might have been self-sabotage. It could be that they want to win all the time. They're not going to back down. They also are very crafty, the way that they present and the way that they sort of manipulate things so that they can win and that they can be right. So I feel like a lot of emotional, I would say more mental too, manipulation has gone on here. And then Gemini refusing to see the truth about that, refusing to see the truth about themselves or the effect that it has on others outside of this union. Our two twins could have met here for that reason. Libra needed to show Gemini, look, not everybody's going to take your shit all the time. I'm certainly not going to take it. And Gemini may have shown Libra, look, there's people like this out here that you have to deal. You can't be resistant to, you know, change or resistant to sort of like engaging. Okay. To me, this is saying there's no engagements in battle because this person feels very entitled and powerful. They refuse to see the truth. I feel like they were quite blinded by this union. I'm feeling like more so maybe these two had no clue that they were twin flames at all. And that a hell of a lot of work has to go into self-reflection and purging egos. And I feel like that had a lot to do with this, okay? More so I feel like Libra really did not want a relationship. I feel like Gemini was hurt by this, but when they were hurt, they decided that they were going to sort of present a counterattack on Libra and try to hurt Libra back out of spite and vindictiveness. It could have been that they went and started to date someone else and made it out in the open to Libra. It could be that, you know, Libra was like, look, I just wanted to have a physical relationship with you. Bye, I'm out of here. And that hurt and wounded Gemini. So I feel like a lot was going on here with this, but a lot of not taking responsibility, a lot of not wanting to see, a lot of feeling right and I'm right, you're wrong. No, I'm right, you're wrong. So I feel like this energy is just so scattered and very heavy and very stagnant. Okay, so let's get down the middle a bit and let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I feel like this is like the energy that this whole union carries is like the need to be right, the need to be the boss. Okay, we both can't be the boss in a relationship. We both can't be the boss in twin flame. The whole point of a twin flame union is to be equal and balanced. Okay, there was zero balance here with this. It was sort of two people wanting what they wanted out of it. And they still sort of feel that way. I feel like there's some bitter energy here. There's some, you know, slighted energy. It feels to me like this is two people that had a lot to learn. And just are angry. I feel like there's a sense of like angry in these energies. Like how dare you hurt me? I'll just hurt you back. I feel like that's what Gemini did. And I feel like Libra was just like, nothing you do or say is going to penetrate right now. Nothing you do or say is going to penetrate this hard ass persona that I've put up to protect, my inner insecurities and my inner need to hold on to my negative self, because that's all I know. And I feel like Gemini is like, well, my inner need is to hold on to, I won't be defeated. Maybe that's because I've been defeated my whole life, or I won't allow people to get close to me because I'm fearful and I don't want it to backfire and hurt me, and I won't be able to come out of it. So I feel like Gemini is very impartial to things, but they're also very blocked when it comes to accepting truths, and they don't want to hear it. It's too painful to talk about, so they'll totally avoid it. They'll tiptoe around it. They won't even give you an answer if you're sort of like backing them into a wall. It's almost like they'll just avoid it completely, because they have this major need here, is what I'm feeling, to be right and so mentally sharp, and they will hurt you with their manipulations and their words, and it will be more of a psychological thing. Libra is more of an in-your-face energy, more of a hands-on. Yeah, and this is, to me, this is like, I feel like Libra might have walked away from this. I'm feeling like a little bit more. I feel like it's more so just the abandoning it. Like nothing was discussed, nothing was clarified, nothing was clear. They might have had a blow up or a blowout, or they might have just turned stonewall on each other and sort of just like, put up walls and not even discussed anything, and just sort of like walked away but didn't complete anything. Do you see what I'm trying to say, guys? Like, in other words, they didn't like sum up the end of this. Like, look, you did this to me, blah, blah, blah. I did this, and then you did it. No, okay, whatever. We're done. Somebody said we're done. And I feel like Libra might have done that. But nothing changed. It's like everything was just sort of put on pause or left in the past, with them or one of them needing to go back and examine it, or both of them needing to go back and examine it and figure out, what are we holding on to here? Are we holding on to the bitterness? Or are we holding on to the fact that we want to sort of revisit this at some point? Okay. Something to think about, guys. Yeah, I feel like independence is a strong suit right now, that both of them need to learn how to be independent, not codependent. They both may have been codependent in their lives on people in the past, but hid it so well that they put up a little bit of narcissistic fronts, only to protect themselves. Okay. I feel like Gemini has done this a little bit, because I do feel like Gemini has been hurt in the past, and they are very sort of protective of themselves. But yes, the key here is independence, self-love, sort of letting things go, sort of being okay on your own, and sort of being comfortable and happy in your own company, okay? And sort of doing the self-focus, like I said, the self-love. The self-focus has to do with career. It has to do with putting focus on your health. Everything that you need to do just solely for you. Don't worry about dating other people. Don't let dating other people distract you. Don't let this distract you. It's more for you to just turn in, focus on you, build yourself up, sort of purge all these bad things from the past, and getting into a better energy. I feel like because you both united in this energy, it's going to accelerate you to this state where you can come into this sort of knowing and acceptance and wanting to grow yourself. Yeah, and communication will come. I feel like Gemini will reach out to Libra. So if you're wondering if that's going to happen, I feel like it will. Both of you be careful about gossip. Be careful about talking to other people about this, or bad-mouthing each other, or anything like that. I feel like a new phase will sort of come. And I do feel like you will get a chance to talk about all the things that you were bothered, or all the things that hurt, or all the things that, like, screwed you up mentally. I feel like that is definitely, that day is coming, okay? And I do feel like Gemini will reach out to Libra. Now we have two air signs here, okay? So a lot of this is mental. It's the mental effects of something, okay, that you might hold on to. Both of these signs, both of these elements may not forget something that was said to them 15 years ago that hurt them, and they may harbor that or hold on to that. Okay, so that's another sign to let things go from the past. When you decide to come back together and speak, let all the shit from the past go. Okay, and we're just going to pull one angel card, and it's be honest with yourself. Okay, so look into your heart and you will know the truth of the situation. It is safe to admit the truth to yourself. Okay, lean upon us, the angels, for courage and strength to take good care of yourself. Focus only upon your time and your true desires, and they will come from the angels, okay? So yes, being honest with yourself about the way you both are, about what you want to happen. So when you both connect again, be completely honest, admit your faults. Okay, guys, love you all so much. This has been Lizzie the Lightworker. Love and light.